There comes a moment in every life when the noise begins to fade and a strange kind of silence pulls you inward. It's in that silence that life asks its most important questions, not with words, but with an ache, a pressure, a heaviness that refuses to be ignored. What do you truly want? What are you running from? What are you waiting for? These questions don't come gently, they come like a quiet storm, shaking something inside you that you didn't even know existed. Most people spend their lives asking the world for answers, waiting for someone else to give meaning, hoping time will somehow fix what's broken. But the truth is harsh and beautiful at the same time. Time doesn't change you, it reveals you. Transformation doesn't happen because life becomes easier. It happens when something inside you refuses to continue living the same story. We are so absorbed in the narratives we tell ourselves that we forget to notice who we truly are beneath them. Some people live as prisoners of their past, carrying memories like chains. Some live under the weight of expectations, family, society, culture, trying to fit into shapes they were never meant to fit. And some carry a deep, invisible sadness, pretending they're fine because the world applauds strength more than honesty. But every human being, no matter how strong they appear, hides a truth they've never said out loud. A desire they're scared to admit, a wound they never fully faced, a version of themselves they've never allowed to come alive. And then, unexpectedly, something happens. A heartbreak, a failure, a moment of loneliness, a sudden realization. Something cracks the shell you've been living in, and for the first time you see the reflection of the person you could have been all along. That sight hurts, not because it's impossible, but because it was always possible and you just never believed it. We tend to fear our potential more than our weakness, because becoming who we truly are demands courage, and courage demands change. And change is uncomfortable, messy, and unpredictable, but nothing is more painful than staying the same. People think that pain is the enemy, but pain is honest. Pain is a messenger. Pain is the only thing in life that never lies. It tells you exactly where you're stuck, where you need to let go, and where you need to grow. Avoiding pain doesn't make it disappear. It makes it multiply. The only way to free yourself from the weight you carry is to finally face what you've been avoiding. Every fear you refuse to confront becomes a wall. Every truth you refuse to accept becomes a chain. Every emotion you bury becomes a ghost that follows you through every room of your life. And the moment you stop running is the moment you start living. There is a deep, life-changing awakening that happens when you finally realize that no one is coming to save you. No mentor, no soulmate, no motivation, no perfect moment. Your life will not change because someone gives you permission. It will not change because someone chooses you. Your life changes the moment you choose yourself. That one decision, simple but terrifying, shifts everything. Responsibility stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like power. Your past stops feeling like a prison and starts looking like a lesson. And suddenly, the world feels less intimidating because the person you feared was missing has finally arrived. You. Every generation has a trend, but this era is different. The trend isn't clothes or money or aesthetics. The trend is consciousness. People are tired of living beautiful lives that feel empty from the inside. They're tired of chasing things that don't heal them. They're tired of pretending. There's a hunger today, not for success but for meaning, not for more things but for more truth. People want to understand themselves. They want to find a purpose that doesn't disappear at midnight. They want to feel something real. And real things are rarely perfect. Perfection is dead. Authenticity is alive. Perfection is filtered. Authenticity is raw. Perfection looks good in photos. Authenticity feels good in the soul. The new world doesn't belong to people who pretend to have everything figured out. It belongs to those who are brave enough to look within, brave enough to tell the truth, brave enough to change. Every person alive carries an unwritten story inside them. A story that's louder than their excuses, deeper than their fears, and more powerful than their failures. Most people die without ever telling that story because they wait. They wait for confidence, for the right moment, for approval, for clarity, for the perfect plan. But here's the secret: no one ever feels ready. Readiness is a myth. You don't become ready first, you move first. Readiness is something you discover on the road, not something you pack before the journey. The biggest tragedy in life is not making mistakes. The biggest tragedy is never living fully because you were scared of making mistakes. People often regret the risks they didn't take, the love they didn't express, the dreams they didn't chase, the person they could have been but never became. Fear steals more dreams than failure ever will. You don't drown by falling into the water, you drown by staying there. While you are scared of being judged, everyone else is too busy dealing with their own battles. People don't think about you as much as you think they do. They're not watching your every move. They're not analyzing your failures. They're not keeping track of your flaws. Most people are just trying to survive their own storms. And once you realize this, you stop living like a prisoner in your own head. You stop living for appearances and start living for truth, your truth. This is the beginning of real freedom. Not the freedom to go anywhere, but the freedom to stop being who you're not. The freedom to rewrite your identity. The freedom to outgrow your old self. The freedom to break the patterns that broke you. And the freedom to walk into rooms without shrinking, apologizing, or dimming your light. You are not meant to live the same day over and over. You are not meant to carry the same fears forever. You are not meant to die with your potential still inside you. Life keeps whispering the same truth until you finally hear it. You can begin again. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. You don't need permission. You don't need certainty. You just need the courage to take one honest step.